The Georges Philippard was entering the Gulf of Aden. Only around 15 minutes after Madame Valentine had first heard that strange crackling noise as she returned to her cabin on the night of the 16th of May at 1:45 a.m, it was reported that a fire had broken out on D-deck amidships. This one was real. The wood panelling along the walls had caught alight from a spark, presumably caused by faulty electrical equipment. A number of crewmen ran immediately to D-deck and attempted to control the fire. By the time the ship's captain, Vic, was alerted to the situation, the fire had already spread, engulfing several of the first-class cabins and public rooms. An order to abandon ship was put out, but it was reported after the fact that the late revels of the passengers and the noise and the gaiety prevailing on board prevented most of them from hearing the fire alarm. The ship instead had to resort to blaring its sirens. Others were alerted by the horrifying sight of smoke creeping under their cabin doors. Captain Vic ordered full speed to Aden, where help would be close by, and the crew focused their efforts on rescuing passengers and fighting the spreading flames. Thick smoke now filled the ship's corridors. Those on board struggled to see or breathe as they attempted to make their way through the stifling heat to the upper decks. The engineers were ordered to cut the power in an attempt to prevent further spreading of the fire through the electrical system's conduits, but it was too late. The lights went out, and terrifyingly, some passengers found the passageways blocked and had no choice but to try and escape through their portholes, and others became trapped in their cabins. Those who made it out onto the deck were met with the distressing sight of lifeboats already aflame, with others requiring hosing down to prevent them from becoming unusable. It was imperative that the remaining lifeboats were launched as quickly as possible. An SOS was sent out around 2:15 a.m, just before the wireless room was completely engulfed. Thankfully, 3 different ships responded right away to the distress call. A Russian tanker, the Sovietsky Neft, and 2 British freighters, the Masud and the Contractor. Survivors were brought across to the first ship to arrive, the Sovietsky. In their lifeboats, the burning wreckage of the Georges Philippard loomed behind them. Over 400 passengers and crew members were brought aboard the Russian ship, which remained on station until noon the next day to make absolutely sure that everyone possible had been saved. All the survivors were then transferred from the Sovietsky to the French passenger vessel André Le Bon, which had arrived and taken to Djibouti.